Welcome to The View with Vertex, the show that takes you behind the scenes with some of the most influential people, personalities, and companies shaping the scaffolding industry. This next episode is brought to you by Scaffchamp, powered by Layher. Layher are an absolute juggernaut of innovation and efficiency within the scaffolding sector, along with their great partners KEWAZO. KEWAZO are doing great things to address labour shortages and the risks of manual handling in the construction industry. I truly hope you enjoy this episode. If you do, all I ask is that you like, subscribe, and get notified every time we drop a new episode. Thank you and enjoy the episode. Welcome back to this very special edition of The View with Vertex, live from Vilnius, Lithuania. We are at Scaffchamp 2024, powered by Layher. We're in the Liftbox studio, and we're joined now by Vaida and Žala of RNDV, a team from here in lovely Lithuania. Guys, weather's been kind so far.
Hot.
Which good for us spectators.
Yeah.
But for the teams, maybe...
It's quite tough, eh?
Yeah, a little challenging.
Yeah.
Maybe we should write into the risk assessment they get regular water
Where
breaks.
is the risk assessment? I have one. We can write.
So, Vaida, you're from a health and safety background, right?
Yeah.
What's your role at RNDV?
I am head of safety department. And for sure, my role is... that everything going well in sites, Safety first. And I'm responsible for investigation, for procedure, for implementing safety culture. And I have team. Yeah, we have big team. And we have in sites people who are in charge for safety. Communicated with our people who is in charge in sites.
And Žala, your role in the company... You had a very different start.
Well, I'm not really into scaffolding. I've tried it. I did the training, but I'm really a rally driver. And we've been working together with RNDV for a few years now. Yeah. So I'm sort of an ambassador for the brand. Yeah. So really, my day-to-day is marketing and driving. But I try to get close to partners. So that's why I was really interested to try scaffolding myself. And I did a bit of training. Yeah,
I saw the video.
Yes, it was quite exciting, actually. It was surprisingly exciting because it's like a Lego for men. So it was a
big risk.
Do you know this, by the way? Like, so with Scaffchamp, we have this is like modular scaffolding. Yeah. And back home, where I'm from in the UK, we use a lot of tube and fitting scaffolding, which is like everything is put together in single parts, right? Whereas this stuff locks together. Okay. So the people in the UK say it's easier and like almost criticise it, saying that it's like Lego. Like, who doesn't like Lego?
Yeah, exactly.
Lego's great.
Yeah. So it's really nice, and I was surprising that really clears your head. It's like working out. The process is it takes a little bit of focus to clear your head from daily issues or daily problems, but it's not heavy on your head enough to keep you exhausted at the end of the day. So
it's so true. I mean, like my role now, what I do is health and safety, consultancy and training as well, which is a lot of time in the office, sending emails. Every now and again, someone will ask, can I help them out? A friend has a scaffolding business, and your mind is just free. Yeah. You're not thinking about anything else really, because let's be honest, it's a high risk job, so you have to be focused.
Yes.
But being so focused on that one activity just frees your mind. You just it's a nice place to be. Yeah. Do you see any similarities between we talk about high risk. Do you see any similarities between the world of like rally driving and work at heights and scaffolding?
Yeah, I think some angles there are similarities. For example, the importance of safety. in motorsport, and I think this is the same area where if the safety procedure is not followed through, in case of a problem, the worst case scenario is quite tough. So that's why in motorsport, the main thing the referees check before the race is the safety equipment as well as before the start of the race. So I think the same here in training. The first thing that we were taught in scaffolding training was safety procedures and how important it is, for example, to attach yourself at all times at high altitudes. Well, being up there. So
It can be a dangerous activity.
Yeah, totally agree, because like you said, it's Lego, but in scaffolding industry, it's very important to understand that it's dangerous work. That scaffolder is working hazard works. And it's very important safety. Like Vaidotas, he was in our training center and he understands how it's important last-minute risk assessment. How it's important toolbox meeting to talk. How it's important personal protective equipment. How to properly wear before start to work. It's safety. It's number one.
Well, you talked about safety culture, and I think that's it's a term that gets used quite a lot, but I don't think people really understand how to develop a great safety culture. And I think what you've just said there is the exact right approach. It's like, you have the risk assessments and the method statements and and working all the way back down to PPE. And then you have like the toolbox talks and meetings. So safety goes from the top down and from the bottom
all
up.
levels.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter you CEO or you product manager or you scaffolder. It doesn't matter. For us, we are in the same level, in the same opinion about priority of safety, We're talking in the same language, Safety in the first one,
It's the first principle. It works at all levels, up and down the chain.
Of course, I have to be honest, sometimes it's not easy. Of course, it's not easy like it now. We are in Scaffchamp. What it means that you have to be strongest, you have to be
fastest,
and you have to be always thinking about safety. It's not.
I think it's
But we are prepared.
One of the criticisms is like, and I guess the same with motorsports as well, is like this thing has to be really fast. So we have to build the scaffold really fast.
The same fast.
And with speed comes risk.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But we've changed a few things around this year. I've probably been more involved this year in the safety aspects of it. So the building, we're not just relying on the personal protective equipment. We're going to do the 1 meter levels at a time. The cantilever projection element of the scaffold is going to be a lot different this year. We're going to progressively work out. The idea is that we're trying to limit the amount of time that someone's at a risk of a fall. So the sooner we can get some guardrails in place, the better. So things are changing. But I get
in the real world, you still face that risk if you're working with the
and people say, it's like one of the criticisms is like, it's timed, so they're going to try and rush, but we're all against the clock.
Well, it's sort of a sport version of the profession. So
the real thing. We're always up against the clock. You might have 20,000, 40, 50,000 euros in a job, but if that job takes too long, you could end up spending more than the 50,000 euros that the job was supposed to bring in. So you're always against the clock. Like you say, it's just a small version of real life.
I think it takes just a little bit of a discipline, because with safety, it's easy to make shortcuts. The same motorsport or scaffolding, it's always easy in some places to make shortcuts because you think, it's not going to happen to me. I think it's all about discipline, and I think it's the hard lessons that teach you that if you do it properly every time, then you're safe. Otherwise, it might catch you out.
I agree totally. And the second was important. One of our RNDV values is teamwork. The teamwork, you have to trust each other. It's very important, And like you said, preparation for this.
Tell me more about RNDV as a company. When did the company start?
It's 20 years ago.
So it's a well-established company in this part of the world.
It's a Lithuanian company, and established 20 years ago.
But now all over Europe, I've been told.
Interestingly, that the scaffolding business within the company grew since 8 years ago, and this is one of the business branches that's been growing most rapidly. So in the last year, for example, the growth was 24%, and now the team is, I think, 300 people. So they're doing quite well, and one of the reasons is because they're taking it quite professionally at every level, from training to sales. And
I think the main thing when we're growing the scaffolding side of any business, you know what I mean, I've seen this quite a lot with sort of multi-discipline companies. A lot of the other elements of those multi-discipline companies are, it's just labour, right? You price into the job, and there may be some materials, but the materials go into the price of the job. With this stuff, this is a really valuable asset, you know.
Yes.
So even though the numbers may sometimes seem smaller, this stuff you keep, you know, and to build a huge stock of Layher holds its value really, really well.
And it's actually, when I tried it for the first time, you are quite impressed by the necessity for high quality material, because you take it apart and you assemble it so many times, and if it's off the fittings by just a little bit, it's going to be a mess up there. Well, that's further up you go, the more the mess you have.
Well, it's like a ship. I always tell people when I do the training courses, it's like a ship. If you're going 400 nautical miles, that tiny, you know, 100 millimeters of off course, over time you're going to be way off where you need to be. So this stuff is fantastic. I always say it's the Rolls Royce for scaffolding systems. So much lighter, stronger, much more well made.
And when you do actually assemble it, you understand that lighter is better. It's like motorsport. It's the same. Lighter is always much better.
Well, these guys, I don't know whether you've done much with KEWAZO, but I mean, these guys are addressing kind of the same issue. It's like manual handling is probably the most significant risk that scaffolders face on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, LiftBot is kind of trying to, you know, reduce that risk and reduce the cost of labour as well. Yeah. Have you guys used the LiftBot?
Yeah.
You've been using it on
maybe after 2 or 3 years we will have in scaffolder team robots, who do manual handling, who knows,
don't say that. Champ's next sponsor be Elon Musk. Star robots. But yeah, this is, I think, a huge step in the right direction. I think scaffolding as an industry and as a trade, it's evolving so much from the technology of modular scaffolding, the technology of having lifting robots. You know, we just had Simon Boysen, he's the managing director of a company called Scaffchamp. So they're now doing, you know, scaffolding software. There's just so much innovation going on around scaffolding now. So it's a good time to be involved. So Scaffchamp, how did that come about? How did you get involved with the competition?
It's first time, for our company, it's first time we are in Scaffchamp, but you know, we are prepared that I hope we will win, for sure. Like Vaidotas Žala going to Dakar for sure to win, not only to drive, To win
I might join as well the team, but they told me that you need to take a lot of years doing this stuff. So in my training, I was the one just doing the simple things.
Passing.
Yeah. But then I also realized that in the team you need always the engineer who has the strategic thinking how to assemble it properly. Because one thing is the Lego part where you just click stuff and just do it, build it up. But the other part is just thinking through that you did all the right things and
I've seen so many times, by the way, like on big scaffolding projects where you have a lot of the same kind of people and it goes terribly, terribly wrong. Like you if you have everyone who's the first builder, like or leading hand or whatever, if you have everybody who's that guy, everyone clashes heads. Everyone knows the best. You need like a really good labourer. You need someone who knows what material the scaffolder needs before the scaffolder asks for it. That's a super important job. Like you said before, it's real team effort. You need the engineer, you know, the guy who's almost like in American football they call the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
The guy who's orchestrating things.
Yeah.
But then you need the striker, you need the guy who's up there smashing the wedges in.
and you need to trust the guys, because it's quite interesting feeling. You go up there and it's layer by layer, and you understand that if somebody did a mistake down there, you are up there.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming with you. Yeah, you've got to trust.
Personal responsibility, yeah, for team result and for team members, it's very important, yeah, for sure.
I have very high hopes for RNDV. I think they could be a real contender. From the conversations I've had with the team and the people involved, I saw the videos and whatnot. Everyone seems to be taking it super seriously.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll pay off for you, and we'll get another Lithuanian winner. So best of luck for the competition. Really glad you could come in and spend some time with us. And hopefully we'll see you here next year for 2025.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.